Hey guys, welcome to another episode of my team on F1 2020. As ever, this video is sponsored very kindly by the guys at Codemasters. You will find the link in the description down below to buy the official F1 2020 game yourselves if you'd like to. It's available on Xbox, PlayStation, PC and Google Stadia. We're very much enjoying this My Team game mode so far. This is our third race, as you can see there, Season 1, Round 3. My Team, as those of you that have seen the episodes so far will know, if you're new to the Formula 1 content, this is a brand new game mode this year for the F1 franchise. First time you've ever been able to create your own team to run alongside the other official 10 teams in the save. We are the 11th side on the grid. We've created our own car with its own livery. I can show you that here. And we've also created our own race suits. I've actually darkened the purple in between the last race and this one. But we have our new sponsor, Atlantic, on there as well now as our title sponsor, Shark. And we also have obviously done our race suit. I've altered the helmet slightly, so it's slightly darker purple again on the outside. And I've changed the grey stripe to a white stripe to match the gloves. Although once I unlock it through the podium pass, I will be putting on the Cosmos livery on my helmet. Not on the car, crucially, but on the helmet for sure. I'll show you actually that Cosmos livery. That's what it looks like on the car. I'm not going to use it on the car. I want to stick with our current personalized custom one that we made ourselves, but I will be using this for the helmet and maybe the gloves once we unlock it via the podium pass. That is the plan. So today we're going to crack on with the Vietnam Grand Prix. We've used the controller for Australia and we've used the wheel for Bahrain. We're going to be back on the controller today for this Vietnam Grand Prix. Of course, it's a brand new circuit to not just the F1 games, but to Formula 1 as a sport. We have never, ever raced around a street circuit at Hanoi. So I don't know what to expect here. That's a line that you see a lot from my FIFA stuff. But genuinely, I'm not expecting to be that competitive here around Hanoi. Although I don't know how good the AR are around Hanoi. So we shall wait and see. With regards to our R&D, we've upgraded a few bits. We're waiting on the front wing again. And we've upgraded a bit of the power unit. I am going to need to upgrade my chassis department if we're to be able to improve on that side at all. So we're getting to the point now where I'm going to have to start upgrading my facilities, and chassis is going to be the next place I look to do that. I have 2.79 million, as you can see top right, at my disposal currently, and I can upgrade either fabrication for 2.5 million pounds, build time, quality control, or resource point generation for a further 2 million pounds. I'm leaning towards the resource point generation. I will go and clarify that with my Twitch chat before we jump in and actually spend any of that money. But for the YouTube intro, that's I'm gonna cut very, very shortly. We'll show you practice, we'll show you qualifying, we'll show you the Grand Prix. If you enjoy, do drop the video a like, of course, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more of this series. There is a link in the description to my Twitch as well, where this is live streamed. So if you want to come across and join me and watch the full thing in its entirety, then come and do so. You can obviously also on the post-broadcasts section of the Twitch channel view the entire stream at a later date if you miss it live and you want more than just the edited highlights here on the YouTube channel. But for now, I'm going to go and discuss with my Twitch chat what we think we should do with our money, and then we'll go and see you in practice for the Hanoi Grand Prix. Twitch chat, hello, how are you? You alright? There's my YouTube intro done. That was fantastic, wasn't it? No wheel today, Hobbsy, no. We are on the controller today. Me say a thank you to Josh and Rye and Joey and Secret Isaac and Charlie and Sandstormer and Ali as well for the follows, and many thanks as well to Sin for the 5th month of subscription. Thank you, my man. This is a lurking stream from you just because you'll literally be no help as you know nothing about the game. No worries, Kieran. Feel free to still join in with everybody else in the chat though. Hopefully that's the aim, isn't it, of streams like this, is that, you know, you guys that aren't familiar with the sport or the game can learn about it in, hopefully, an entertaining fashion. I appreciate it, TB. Thank you for using the link, my man. If anyone else would like to pick up the game, then you can use that referral link if you would like to pick it up on any platform. So, lads, where do I spend my money? I want to improve in the facilities, and I'm leaning towards the resource point generation, but I'm open to feedback. Definitely want to upgrade on chassis, but I'm leaning towards resource point generation. Would you be able to explain little bits? Certainly, if there's anything you're unsure about, Kieran, then do ask in chat, and we shall try and answer your questions, or anyone's questions, as best as I possibly can, or someone in chat will be able to give you a detailed explanation as well. I'm going to go for... I want resource point generation. Build time and quality control aren't necessarily something I'm too worried about in the minute. I'd rather make sure that we get the extra resource points, to be honest. Although build time would... All three, basically, are probably going to be three of the quickest we want. You go for quality or resources. We've only had the one failure so far. And that was on the aerodynamic side. So I think I'm going to go for resources. Thank you for the follow, Cameron. Cameron, even. And this name is... Inus? Sorry, I don't know quite how to pronounce that. Yes, for the Schumacher edition, you do get 15,000 Bitcoin. Thank you for following, Maverick. Welcome to the channel, dude. Right, okay, I'm going to go with the resource point. We are going to spend these $2 million on resource points and up our facilities to Spec 1 in that area here on the chassis side. But that won't be ready until the 7th of April. So we're currently on the 2nd of April, as you can see. So the only thing we can do now is go straight to this race weekend. So it's time to jump in and see what Hanoi is all about. Have a quick look at that. Oh, it's just the weather. Oh my God, it's going to be a wet qualifying. Lads, I have never driven F1 2020 in the rain, and it's about to be a wet qualifying at Hanoi. Thankfully, I'm not on the wheel. Entirely, I have never driven any game with the wheel in the wet. And thankfully, we're on the controller today, so I can be a little bit better. But qualifying in the wet, race fully dry, and practice is fully dry too. It's just going to be a fully wet quali. That is really going to mix things up. So as we end the practice session, we've gained not too many resource points. 380, as you can see at the bottom there, of the 575 available to us. We just quite simply weren't quick enough for the other three. So I'm quite happy to have taken that amount from it, considering this is my first time at this track. And I'm seemingly faster than my teammate as well, which is good news. So we shall retire from session, and we shall head now to qualifying, which is fully wet, if I haven't shown you that already. A fully wet qualifying session about to come up. For the very first time on F1 2020, we're going to be driving in the wet. Thankfully, I'm on the controller, which is obviously more familiar to me. I haven't yet driven with the wheel in the wet yet at all on this game, and I'm very apprehensive about doing so. Hopefully, when we finally do have to do that, it will be on a track that I'm familiar with. Main competition: Giovinazzi, Kevin Magnussen, Kimi Räikkönen. I'm going to say K-Mag, because the Alphas are better than the Haas, and obviously Giovinazzi and Kimi Räikkönen are both Haas drivers. So I'm just going to say K-Mag for this weekend. Things so far, already with the best teams, things are going great. I mean, obviously I'd say that it's my team. Going for the title with a great team like this, I can't fail. You can never tell this. I'm saying I'm already with the best teams, so things are going to go great. I'll say that, because obviously I'm going to say I'm with the best team. It is my team. I own it. There's a lot of paint on the walls today. Maybe need to watch the replay. Car's slung all over the place. Best track for this car, just say I don't remember. I don't want to blame any particular part of the car, obviously. It is my driving that's touching the wall, making me touch the walls. It's not necessarily the car at all. So we'll sim practice 2, we'll sim P3 as well, and we'll jump straight to a wet qualifying now. Lewis has done a 149. I could not get around that corner to save my life. We're going to be well into the 152s, I think, by the time we cross the line. Oh, 153. So we did get into the 52s, but that's going to be it. It's going to be 22nd and last place for us in the rain. Not enjoyable in the rain. is absolutely easy to grasp, Matthew. This is the easiest game there has ever been to pick up as a new player. There are a number of new assists in the game, including a driving assist, which does help guide you towards the racing line whenever you're finding yourself slightly waylaid on the track. And there are also casual settings as well, so that you can fine-tune and simplify the sport, because obviously it is at its highest level quite complex, but you can simplify everything in the settings this year with casual race settings and not need to worry about getting too inundated with information that you don't necessarily understand. So I would certainly recommend the game as a new player, and I'd certainly recommend the game if you're an experienced player as well. We'll go medium, soft, soft then. We'll see what we can do with the medium, soft, soft. We'll go long on the mediums, and then 2 soft stints, and hope that there's a safety car in there somewhere. And we're going to avoid the hard tyre entirely. That's what we'll do then. 55 laps. We'll throw in some extra fuel because we don't want to have to fuel save like we did in Australia. And hopefully that will be enough to get us to the end with some decent progression through the field. Time will tell. Time will tell. Right. Let's do it. All right, so we're going to go medium, soft, soft, and hope that we can do something with strategy. I've got my teammate right in front of me to start. And we are away. Norris is quite low in the grid, actually. They're in 17th. Now, I have no idea. This is the very first time I've raced with AI at Hanoi. There was some debris on the track there, so someone's definitely had... coming together with some of this. Some more debris flying away there. Try and have the inside line through this next one. And we might well have just taken our teammate. If I dive the inside, one of the Williams there is on Williams in front of me, on medium, sorry, in front of me as well. George Russell squeezed out there. But definitely some cars have some damage already. Some cars definitely carrying some damage already. As we saw the debris fly off. It's a long race, and I'm not gonna jump. We need to bide our time because that's what we're trying to do with the strategy. We'll try and make some progress going forwards if we can. If we can make progress going forwards, great. If we can't, then we'll just wait for the pit stops, and that's when we'll make our advantage pay. We are quite slow on the straight, seemingly. Nobody in the pits lap 1. Oh, someone's in the pits. Someone's in the pits lap 1. It's a Kevin Magnussen. It's Kevin Magnussen. Must have taken some front wing damage and has had to pit for bodywork. So K-Mag pitting and giving us an early jump on him, but that might actually work in his favour strategy-wise if he now puts on the hards and goes deep in the race and now only needs to pit once more with a set of softs. We'll wait and see how that pans out. I will say, yeah, it does say in pit on the left, won't it? It'll say in pit. Thank you for pointing that out. New graphics, of course, this year with the official graphics rather than Codemaster Zone. 3 abreast in front of us, moving into the braking zone for the hairpin. Correa around the outside of Grosjean and Russell as well. Looks like he's gotten the move done. Go on, son. That's some good racecraft. Also key to remember that we're on the softs. Sorry, we're on the mediums, and everybody else in front of us, other than Russell, is also on softs, including our teammates. So they are going to be quicker than us at this stage. We're going to be playing the long game here, and we'll see if it works in our favour come the end of the Grand Prix. Daniel Ricciardo out of the session. Daniel Ricciardo has retired. Daniel Ricciardo has retired. Why has Ricciardo retired? Someone just noticed in chat that the Renault had slowed. I imagine it's an engine, which doesn't bode well for us, of course, because we... But also, yeah, his engine's gone bang. Look, you could see the smoke. His engine has gone pop. That's an extra position for us. Although, rather worryingly, we also have a Renault engine in the back of our car. George Russell's pitting already on lap 7. Russell in already on lap 7 with his mediums on. That's a strange decision. I'm not sure why Russell would be doing that. You would have imagined the plan would be to go long. So Russell's in the pits already. I don't know what strategy he's on. Like I say, we are expecting everything to come to us at the end of the Grand Prix. So I apologise if this first segment of the 100% race distance race is a little bit slow on the action. But it should definitely liven up later on in the Grand Prix for us. That is the plan. We're currently running a bit of an Alex Albon Grand Prix where... Oh, I got that all wrong. Where nothing really is happening to us. We're just circulating around and trying our best to go as fast as possible. Latifi in as well. A number of drivers pitting now. This is where our strategy hopefully will start to pay, although it will be more so again towards the end of the Grand Prix, because they're all going to come out on fresh softs and again be quicker than me. It's later in the Grand Prix. Later in the Grand Prix, right at the end. Oh, there's Correa. Hello, mate. How do you make the mirror smaller? To alter your on-screen display, you go here. In preferences to on-screen display and then OCD customization, and then using the inputs you can determine where you want somewhere to be and how big you want that thing to be in the options there. I'm using a controller at the minute, Matthew, but we do race with the wheel as well. Judging by our pace here, it's definitely quicker to just make the extra pit stops. But this being...
Your DRS is offline.
Oh, brilliant. Just as I'm in a DRS zone.
Stay out while we work on a fix.
I'm going to be behind K-Mag right in this DRS here, and I'm not going to get DRS. So, this being our first attempt at 100% race at Hanoi, we weren't sure how strategy was going to play out. It does appear that stopping more regularly is much faster, or at least as fast as going longer on other sets of tyres. Right, pitting for the first time from 19th will put us 21st. Hopefully, again, hopefully at the end of the Grand Prix it will pay off for us. Although on current experience, it appears that it's not, unfortunately. It's the first time we've ever raced 100% race distance around on getting a new front wing. I didn't even know my front wing was damaged. Great. Well, that's going to cost me some time that I wasn't expecting. I don't know as such as it's the AI being overpowered at Hanoi. It's just the fact that I am not good at this circuit. That's a large factor. A large factor. I am not very good at this circuit. This is my first 100%, as we mentioned plenty of times. My first 100% race distance attempt ever at Hanoi. And obviously it's new to the game and new to F1. Yellow flag on the straight. There is a yellow flag on the straight, and it looks like it's an Alfa Romeo going slowly. That's very well spotted on the minimap in the left. Looks like an Alfa Romeo going slowly. Very slowly. And maybe even stopping soon. There you go, confirmation.
They've got a serious car issue. It looks like
Confirmation that Kimi Raikkonen is out. Well spotted in chat that there was an Alfa Romeo moving slowly. Kimi Raikkonen is out, and he's actually at the end of this pit straight. He's at the end of, well, not pit straight, end of this back straight. An engine issue for him.
Yellow flag.
And we are going to move up to P20 here.
Be aware, there's an incident in the next part of the track.
There he is.
Overtaking through the yellow flags.
Whoa, Max with a big lock up there. Big lock up for Max. Well out of shape. Seb's just done the fastest of the race. Oh my god, my DRS works. For the first time in 30 laps, my DRS works. And we can actually take a little bit of the pain away from getting lapped. Yeah, that's a good point, Minnie. It is a good race for the team. If Correa finishes well. And this game mode is all about the team, of course. Just unfortunate. There will be times where we're the better driver and we get the results, and there'll be times where evidently he's going to be the better driver and he gets the better results. This is one of those. It was pretty close between us, to be fair, in Australia and Bahrain, but this has certainly been Correa's weekend. China with the controller and Zandvoort with the wheel sounds preferable, actually. Right, so we've done our last stop. And we are now able to rinse it to the end. Aim is to catch and pass both Williams, who I believe do have to pit again. See, when we're on fresh tyres, we're just as quick as the midfield. Just didn't judge it right strategy-wise. But we had literally zero experience to judge it on, strategy-wise. We now know in the future, every race we do at Hanoi is at least a 3-stop, if not a 4. And we will be competitive like that.
We're trailing our teammate by 52.2 seconds.
Teammate is nearly a full minute ahead of me. As you can see though, as was the case when the Red Bulls and the Ferrari overtook us, we're quite competitive with...
Gap to car in front is 11.1 seconds.
Oi, oi, oi. Got that wrong. Too many buttons to press. Perez got that all wrong coming out of there, and he's now under pressure. Must be pitting soon, I imagine. Fresh tyres, because he is slow right now. Well, that just shows how much better we can do here, doesn't it? The fact that we've pit for fresh tyres and we are as fast as a team that are running in the points. Because if we'd gotten strategy right, we would have been very competitive here at Hanoi. Oh, Checo with a mistake again. I'm going to try and unlap myself here. Which I have every right to do if I'm quicker, which indeed I am. Correa's in the pits again for the final time. Teammates in the pits. We are officially faster than the Force India. Rephrase, we are officially faster than the Racing Point.
Blue flag,
No.
flag.
I am faster than Checo. I will not be yielding my position. So at this stage of the Grand Prix, we are legitimately on pace, faster than the Racing Points. And Latifi's on mediums now,
Head is 15.4 seconds.
so he won't be catching us. And Russell will have to pit again. Lance Stroll getting that wrong as well. We unlap ourselves from the other Racing Point. The answer is yes. Finally, lads, some on-track action at the Vietnam Grand Prix. I'm unlapping myself. That was my fastest lap of the race, 1:39.8. We're out of blue flag range of Lance Stroll already as well, and we're ahead. We're ahead of Russell, who's in the pits now, or who's just come out of the pits. So we're up to P18 again. And the question now is, can we close down on Kevin Magnussen? 11.5 seconds and 10 laps to do it. Probably not, but we'll give it a good old go. Thank you for the follow, Archie and Williams as well. Welcome to the channel, guys. Now, if you cast your mind back, you'll remember that George Russell at the beginning of the Grand Prix started on mediums similarly to us, but pit early, pit on lap 8 and put a fresh set of softs on. And he's now catching us in 19th on a fresh set of softs.
25.7 seconds.
George Russell is now catching us on a fresh set of softs. So we might catch Magnussen, but at the same time, George Russell is going to catch me. Although, he's going to come up to those Racing Points, and I don't know whether he, although one of them is in the pits now, he's passed them both, I think. He is. They've both pit. So the Racing Points behind us.
Burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
Both Racing Points behind us have now pit. So George Russell is 3 seconds behind us. with a fresher set of tyres. I could pit again, but it would be pretty pointless. Latifi's not going to catch me. I'd rather try and make track position pay against George. Gap is 7.7 to Kevin Magnussen now. 7.7. It is falling rather dramatically. Right, remember 7.7 as we cross the line next lap. 7.7 seconds, and we'll see how much we take out of him on this lap with the Hanoi circuit.
0.6
Yeah, so it felt like on previous laps we closed loads on K-Mag, and then this lap we barely have at all. Is the crossover happening where our tyres are starting to go and his mediums are lasting that much longer. We only took half a second out of Kevin on that lap. We are still catching Kevin Magnussen, despite our tyre situation, but as soon as we start fighting George, that gap will increase. I've got no traction coming out of turn 1 whatsoever. George is going to have DRS on this next straight. I've been saving my battery a little bit. Watch that gap to George behind plummet as he uses his DRS. Been very big in my mirrors there, and he's going to have an even bigger straight to do it this time. It's fine, we'll stay with him and we'll get him back. We'll stay with him and we'll get him back. He's gone defensive into the chicane, into the hairpin, which is going to cost him time. See the difference in traction there, though. I don't know whether to bide my time and try and pass him on the last lap and really charge my battery up, or to try and get the job done and then hold position. I'm really torn at the minute. I think I might try and save my battery and go for, like, really go for him on the last lap, which will be 2 laps from now. So Sainz is going to overtake Russell, and we might have the chance now to... Well, it's going to have to be on the last lap. It's going to have to be on the last lap. I got a 5-second penalty. You say I got a 5-second penalty? Balls. So it doesn't matter if we take George Russell, because we've got a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags. I was trying to work the situation in our favour so that we could get George to slow down enough so that we could overtake him. Lewis just got the fastest lap, which means he will have the extra point unless someone else gets it between now and the end of the race. So we should take Russell here. We will take George Russell here. So we will finish... I mean, it doesn't matter, does it? That we've been able to hold him behind us or not, regardless of the flashback. We will be finishing P19 as we have a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags and not letting Carlos Sainz past. So as we cross the line, it will be P18, but then P19. P18, but then P19. What? Why is he giving me P18? Surely we... Lewis Hamilton, driver of the day. We should be P19 because of my penalty, surely. Don't tell me it hasn't applied my penalty. Valtteri Bottas wins 3 straight Grand Prix in this save. Thank you for the follow, H. Dutton. Welcome to the channel, my man. It didn't say that Russell had a penalty, did it? When we looked at the race director briefly? If George had a penalty as well, then... fair enough. But I didn't think he had a penalty. Thank you for the follow as well, Siddles. Apologies if you're watching on the YouTube video that wasn't the most action-packed of Grand Prix. Such is the way of things sometimes. But we'll be having the Chinese Grand Prix next, and there will be a lot more action there. Russell potentially has a penalty. We'll wait and see when we get back to the menus. But Bottas first, Lewis Hamilton second, and Vettel third. Chinese Grand Prix up next, which for you guys watching live will be tomorrow's stream. It will be the next video, obviously, on the channel. And then that will be with the controller. And after that, we'll be at Zandvoort, the new Grand Prix in Holland. And we'll do that with the wheel. And we've actually gone up 2 levels in the podium pass there. And to the exact XP up 2 levels. And let's have a look. Lewis Hamilton gets the extra point for the fastest lap. He started 14th. Wow. Started 14th and came 2nd. What a race from him. Lando from 17th to 8th.
It's got to be Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he pulled off some impressive feats out on the track today, even by...
And yeah, it's applied... It hasn't applied my penalty, which is unfortunate. Perhaps I'll have to pass that feedback back to Cody's.
Be sure to join us when we come back with more.
Thank you for the subscription, Beast, for the 8th month. I appreciate that, mate. That's evidently a bug that will, at some point soon, be patched out. I shall pass the information on, and it'll be adjusted. The flashback might have had something to do with it, but I'm not sure. I can check the race director, but I'm pretty sure it'll still say unserved penalty, 5 seconds. Yeah, there you go. Unserved penalty. So I should have a 5-second penalty added to my overall lap time, race time, and have finished behind George. So unfortunately that hasn't happened, but like I say, I'll pass the information back. Fastest lap wise, we were faster than Gasly and my teammate and K-Mag. So there is pace in the car there at Hanoi. It's just that we chose the wrong tyre strategy, unfortunately. So we'll see what resource points we've got as we head back and hopefully be able to make some more upgrades. Wasn't that exciting a race from my perspective, to be completely honest. I'll say the car handles like this. Chassis department will note that. They've got every last bit of power unit out of the power unit. They handled the chassis beautifully. I need to learn how they did that. That's what I'll say there as well. Close battle with Kevin Magnussen. We've both been pushing each other to be the best drivers we can be, is what I'll say. Hopefully next time in China we will be able to beat K-Mag. Do you have any comments about the collisions? No comment about the collisions. Thank you very much. We're on 100 difficulty, Dash. Thank you for the follow, mate. And Repellent Puma, thank you for the follow too. 100 difficulty with the controller, and when we use the wheel, we're about, well, we tried 90, it was too easy. We tried 95, it was too difficult, so I'm about 93 with the wheel. But still 6 races remaining for us to try and get ourselves ahead of K-Mag in the rivalry. And Juan Manuel Correa, with a great result there for the team as well, and a good solid personal performance from him, gets his acclaim up to level 5. Our team acclaim is nearly up to level 5 as well, and £114,000 added to the budget, or $114,000 added to the budget for achieving the lap target that the Atlantic sponsor gave to us, and our overall money is now up to 1.3 million. Of course, at the beginning of today's stream, if you're watching now and you weren't there, at the beginning of the stream, we spent £2 million on improving our where are we? We got an invitational event in between now and the next one. We got we improved our facilities with regards to the chassis, and that will come through on the 7th of April. We'll get extra resource points there. So we can do these activities. I'm going to add chassis department focus. I don't want to negatively affect the morale elsewhere. Chassis team building, supplier HQ tour, more resource points, and more team acclaim. That's probably going to be the best one to go for. And then we'll have the invitational event, which, should we do the invitational event now, chat? Let's do the invitational event now, considering that wasn't the most entertaining of Grand Prix. So we'll do the invitational. Unfortunately, some of the upgrades have failed. We're up to level 5 team acclaim-wise, meaning we can now add another sponsor, which is even better. So we've got qualified P10 or better. We won't be able to do that at all this season. 3 Constructors' Championship points during a race weekend. We could... we wouldn't do that every weekend. Overtake 5 different drivers during a race. That we could certainly do. How much is that worth? That's 116 grand. 139 as a team complete total of 50 laps. We could certainly do that one as well. That's the same as our Atlantic one. In fact, it's easier than our Atlantic one and it's worth more. So that could be an easy buck with Avanar or Avanzar even. Sorry, 119k there. Overtake 10 different race drivers during a race weekend. Oh, 216. Achieve and hold first position for 4 laps. That's not happening, is it? Overtake 15 different drivers. Complete a race with no DNFs within the team. PSD, answer at least 4 questions during an interview during a race weekend. That could be easily done. Achieve a top 12 finish. That's not going to be done. 184. Oh, hold first place. We won't be able to do that. Complete all practice programs. 2 interview questions. I mean, I think we do the interview question one, don't we? That is easy money. PSD. Add sponsor. Welcome to the car. PSD. We can now change, or it's been added to our race suit, I imagine. We've unlocked an extra suit, as you can see there from the whatchamacallit, podium pass. But sponsor decals, we can add our 3rd sponsor PSD onto the side of the car. Now, would that look better? Would that look better in any of? No, I think that looks better there, doesn't it? Because Atlantic definitely suits up top, and PSD wouldn't suit on the side. There you go then, PSD, a new sponsor added to our car. Moving forward, we do actually have new livery unlocked via the podium pass. I keep forgetting the name for the podium pass. But let's go and do that Invitational then, shall we? We might need to change might need to start changing parts after the next Grand Prix, which will be China, as we say. But we'll go to this Invitational event then and see if we can't earn some extra acclaim and some extra money. Thank you for the follow, Prince Massey, Andrew, and Jack. Welcome to the channel, guys. And here's a little bit of extra on-track action for the YouTube video as well. Zanvor, a checkpoint challenge in a 2010 Red Bull for 150 grand and 1,000 acclaim. That'd be huge if we can get it. This, of course, Sebastian Vettel's championship-winning car, the first championship Red Bull won with him in 2010. Now it's checkpoint challenge, so we're going to have to be quite pacey. And this car is going to have a lot of oversteer. So V12, I think, was it a V10 in 2010? I can't quite recall, but there is a lot of power here and a lot of oversteer. And this is the first time we've driven a classic car in this save. I love the sound of the engine though, that's phenomenal. How good does that sound, lads? Try and get this checkpoint challenge done to the best of our ability and ensure we get the extra £150,000 for our budget and the extra acclaim for the team, he says as he nearly spins twice. No DRS in 2010, as far as I can recall anyway. It's not offered me the opportunity to open DRS there. I need to drive a total of 7.8 kilometers, as you can see top right. So far we've driven nearly half that. Is lap 1 done? I really hope we can do this because I'll show you an extra place where I want to upgrade my own personal driver. And the extra 150k we'll get from this will put towards that. You can upgrade your own driver perks and actually earn extra resource points, extra money, extra acclaim, etc. by doing so. This is the next circuit we'll be using the wheel at as well, by the way. Chinese Grand Prix next in the next stream and in the next video, which will be with the controller tomorrow as you guys watch on stream. It will be a few days before you see it on the YouTube channel. But the YouTube uploads will be becoming more regular soon. I binned it. And then, oh, DRS was 2014. Oh, 2011. Oh no, that was where brilliant. I just flashed back to where I've binned it. I hope that doesn't cost me. No, it's not. We're going to just manage it. And we've got the checkpoint and we've done the distance driven as well. So we are going to get the extra acclaim and the extra money. And we can put that towards our driver perks. Might as well just quite simply stop now, mightn't I? We got through that checkpoint. I'm just going to do some donuts. Let's do some donuts. We did it! And we'll add that extra money and the acclaim to the team. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by driver perks in a moment. I will do, Saints. Give me time, mate. I'm still streaming, bro. Fucking hell. Thanks for the follow, Wallace and JMCFC as well. Welcome to the channel. Right, so 1,000 acclaim and $150,000 will go into the kitty. Up next is China, of course. We will have the opportunity to do an extra event in between now and China, I believe, via the calendar. We'll find out in a moment, heading back to the team headquarters here. And I'll show you what I meant by driver perks. So there you go, extra 1,000 to claim added on. Got a message there. Development, chassis department, the recent upgrades to the... Oh, good. Right, that's fantastic. So facilities, and there you go. The resource point generation is upped. So with regards to driver perks, if I go here to contracts and I press Y or triangle on PlayStation...
We can spend any extra money that you secured on perks. Each of these perks benefit both you and your current team. They stay with you, so they'll make you a more attractive prospect in future negotiations.
That's great. Engine wear will be reduced by 10% is one that I'm contemplating. But I would like to earn my resource points at a slightly higher rate. So I'm going to go with the 10% boost to resource points for $250,000. We will get that in 8 days' time, and we can up that again. Oh, sorry, no, I misinterpreted. We can upgrade that again once we're at level 8 acclaim as a driver and have $540,000 available to do so. So we're currently level 3 acclaim. Let's do a quick activity then in these 4 days here. We can do an F1 esports event, which will give me 100 acclaim. We can up our... In fact, I'm going to do these two. I'm going to do G-Force training. And I'm going to do the chassis team building. And then we'll advance to the Chinese Grand Prix weekend. It will cost us some money, but overall that will pay out more so than it costs us. We have 1,000 resource and development points now that we can spend. Recommended upgrade is the rear wing. That we can redo there for a permanent or an absolutely 100% pass. That we can do for an absolutely 100% pass as well. And we will do the rear wing. Oh, I'm 9 resource points short. 9 resource points short. That's frustrating. Okay, well, we'll save our resource points for the time being then. 9 resource points short of sorting out rear wing outer strakes. So for the time being, that is where we will leave it for this YouTube video. Thank you very much for watching. Do drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Like I say, check the link in the description to buy the game for yourself if you would like to. Of course, this is sponsored content from Codemasters, again, to reiterate that. And if you'd like to watch these streams live, then follow the link in the description to my Twitch channel, where you can see them live in their entirety. But for now, thank you very much for watching on the YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.